back at it again, live in action. Of course, you know what time it is. Jay Ticker and your boy Zelly. What's the deal, baby?
We out here, man. We having a wonderful day.
Hey,
We're about to get this dub, but we can dive into that a little later.
week 7. I'm excited.
I'm excited too, man. Big things popping in the NFL today.
Yeah, we're close to week 8, halfway through the season almost, and we got some really good games today. I like the 1 o'clock games. They're going to be super interesting. The interesting part is when we see one of the best games of the year being played today at 1 o'clock with the San Francisco 49ers versus the Kansas City Chiefs. It's going to be one of the most incredible things that one could ever imagine. I mean,
We'd hope so.
no, I'm you got to ask yourself. Woo! Come on. There's no way you guys are not going to enjoy this game. I mean, whether you like the San Francisco 49ers or not, you gotta just think about that defense going up against a Patrick Mahomes. That's always a very interesting thing to just watch. You want to see how good Patrick's gonna perform, but then you also want to see, is San Francisco's defense really legitimate? Legitimate enough to contend against a championship contender. That's the interesting part for me.
It is. It is.
Yeah. Who's upset?
Ooh, I don't know. I don't think anybody's upset.
Zell, why are
I
you
don't think
frowning?
anybody's upset. Well, the fact that you stated this game as, one of the best of the week and one that we really want to see, that was real mind-boggling to me because for what I remember, you guys got spanked by Atlanta last week. I think that was, and a lot of your players are out. You got some people on IR. Your defense is not what it was in the beginning of the season. Due to health.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, damn, I'm not sure if you guys are going to be that competitive, but you can have that faith, Mr. Tick.
Are you
Not
upset?
at all. No upset. Just confused a little bit.
I feel like you're frowning right now as if I did something personally to you. I didn't do nothing to you. All I did was just
No, no.
all I did was provide information, sir.
Hey, I hear you.
Zell, look, I got a question for you. Did you hear about the San Francisco 49ers acquiring Christian McCaffrey over the week? And
Absolutely. And you know what we was talking about last week? We were talking about how Christian McCaffrey was hearing out those trades.
yeah,
He found a suitor. He
he
found
did.
somebody who looked like they could be a great team for him to go to. He found someone who he was familiar with in the coach. His dad played for your coach's dad. Shanahan's dad coached Ed McCaffrey, and there was some familiarity there. So I get it. I understand why he went there. Um, San Francisco 49ers, I don't know. I don't know what they were thinking, but hey, do what you got to do.
Yeah, you're definitely upset, and I don't know why, but I do like the honesty. And the reason why I think honesty is important in this case is because this is a real discussion that people really trust. That you're going to give them not how you feel, but an unbiased perspective. And that's what I do respect about you, my friend. Now, in this case, I also have to add on a little bit more, okay? And that is this, Sal. Does this trade impact the way that the 49ers are going to take that next leap in terms of their offense being one of the best in the league? Does this, the question is, does this trade make the 49ers better than the Seahawks right now?
Is this a question that you really want me to answer right now?
I think it's a great question, sir.
Okay. To answer your question, right now, the Seahawks and the 49ers have the same record. 3-3. Therefore, we are even. Now, Christian McCaffrey was acquired over the weekend, and that gave them one more runner, a very good runner, when healthy. That is the caveat. That is what we are really thinking about. Is he going to finish out the season? Is he going to fulfill his promise to make sure that he's there and available every game? I mean, they traded away their future for this man who has not stayed healthy a full season at any point.
Yeah.
I don't get why the 49ers would forge their future when they have so many injuries already, and this is just an injury waiting to happen. I mean, on any team, even if he was on the Jets, if he was on the Jaguars, it wouldn't matter. He's still injury prone.
Yeah.
That's kind of like asking Saquon to stay healthy the whole season.
Gotcha.
It's hard, And so, yes, they got better. I can't say that they're better than the Seahawks because of the health issues that they have. They don't have their number one DBs. The Wards are out, right? The Wards are out.
Sure.
And Nick Bosa is still Nick Bosa, but he's coming off of the injury, a groin injury, which is really tough to come back from. As we've seen with George Kittle, he was out for a few weeks with it. So
Sure.
I can't say that they are totally better. I can say that they have a great running back. I can say that they got better individually, but I can't say that they are better than the Seahawks right now in the moment because the Seahawks are very healthy. The Seahawks put in the right person in Ken Walker. The Seahawks have the defensive player of the week in Tyreek Woolen. Come on, man. And they only getting better. Kobe Bryant, I got to put it out there. Kobe Bryant's popped 4 fumbles in 6 games. Come on, man. These boys are getting better. These boys continue to get better. The rookies are showing out, and y'all keep getting hurt. So it's like like you got a little bit better on the offense, but you keep getting injured. So I can't say you guys are so much better right now, honestly. And like I said, mid-season, you're gonna see.
Very interesting to hear you say that, my friend. I got a problem with what you said, and I'm gonna tell you why. A lot of it sounds like bullshit. Okay. I don't feel like you really believe what you said. Now, I do believe that you do believe in that part that you said that the 49ers are a better team. I do believe you when you said that. So I'm not going to argue on that one. Can't argue that point at all. But I got to educate you and maybe the people that are sitting here watching and actually probably sitting in the background clapping you on as if you've said something magically delicious, right? The problem is that when you're talking about an entire football season, which was, can we count the amount of weeks that these players have to play? 15 weeks, is that correct? Right?
16.
Well, 16 now, but 15, right? Prior to? Okay. So now let's talk about regular 15 week. You got 16 games. How dare you not believe or at least invite the idea that players are going to get injured? You're talking about playing at a time where we're also having issues with the turf, right? Players are getting injured left and right, pulling ACLs. It seems like they're getting injured more frequently now than ever, than at least within the past 20 years, for sure, right? What type of impact do you believe that has? Well, let's think about it. If players are getting injured, and that's something that you can't avoid happening, what you want to do is, worst case scenario, we have to incur injuries. How about if we had a chance to choose when these injuries could occur, choose in the beginning of the season? Why do I ask that? because it's not until midway and then on the back end of the season is when those games really start to matter. Because now what you do is you have a surplus, a bevy of work to look at. You see how these teams are playing. You've got way more film on them to be able to watch. Now you can study and play them a little bit better, right? So that's actually a plus. And we do have injuries. But what you forgot to mention was that these injuries happened in the beginning of the season. And so because they happened in the beginning of the season, now we're actually getting players back. Nick Bosa just came off. Yeah, sure. We also had your boy Trent. We got number 71 back in the lineup today. Did you remember that?
Nope.
You forgot that
Nope.
part.
Forgot
Yeah.
about him.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm here for. Because it always feels like for some reason you forget the things that are important. And you got to know this because people are depending on your information that you provide. And it's got to be real. It's got to be logical. It's got to be factual. And for some reason, you continue to leave out the small little details that I can't seem to understand why.
Are you going to answer your question? Because you gave me a whole lot of reasons, but reasons towards no conclusion at all. I need to hear it. Does the trade make the 49ers
Yeah,
technically better than the Seahawks right now?
absolutely. And we have stats that can go back and tell you why. All you got to do is watch the film, coach. What happened when the Seattle Seahawks came?
Come on.
No, God, no, 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 no. Come on, nothing. Ain't no come on.
No.
Why I gotta be come on? Why I gotta
Yeah.
be come on? You came to Santa Clara, okay? Traveled. I'm sure your team is probably thinking, damn, we spent all that money on traveling after the portal work that you put on display that on that fine Sunday. Come on. The fans don't deserve it. And what did you do? You never acknowledged it. You guys didn't show up. And if you did show up, I'm not saying that 7 points is okay with him. He's just scoring 7 points, bro. I'm upset if my team is scoring 7 points and that's all they can score. You kidding me? It's embarrassing. I'm also upset because it's the reason why the point that we did score, it only the 7 came from a special teams play. So you didn't even score on offense. How do you wake up in the morning and smile, say hello to the next man or woman, knowing that that's the win? It's your team is making their life decisions because everybody want to win, I thought. Now, I know that in Vegas, sometimes they say that they throw games. This
Mm-hmm.
ain't this ain't no game that they threw this time. 7. We were in double digits. You guys disappointed me. I thought you were going to give me better. So the answer to the question is, does the McCaffrey trade officially make the 49ers better than the Seahawks? Absolutely it does. And we've already beat you without McCaffrey. Fuck you think you're gonna happen when we play you again with McCaffrey? Come on, man. This is easy. Ask the fucking people if they really think McCaffrey made them better. I'm giving answers, but ain't nobody listening, and I'm pissed.
Should be. You should be pissed. Because ain't nobody listening to your ass. because you ain't said nothing. All you talking about is the week 2. Okay, in week 2, we had Rashad Penny, and I told you Rashad Penny was not that dude. You know who's in the starting position now? Mr. Ken Walker. And you know who can tackle him? Nobody. Come see us then when Ken Walker is healthy. He wasn't even there. He played a few games. This was his first game back. His first game back. They put him in Wildcat. 2 plays in a row. I don't know how many times I got to tell you this. They had DJ Dallas throwing the ball. Come on. That's the only way you guys were going to, even keep the game close for us to do some bull like that. So the game went sour, in my opinion. It didn't go the way it should have because they were being too tricky and trying to throw you for a loop. Don't do that. Play your game. And now they found their own. And now they know they can hand the ball off and let Ken Walker do his damn thing. And then when you want to load the box, now Geno can sit back there and be better than Jimmy G. We're doing all right. Okay? Let us keep churning. Let us keep moving, okay? Tyreek Woolen. That's the man who blocked the punt. Remember the name. I know you know about him. And the Niners last week, okay? I gave y'all something. I gave y'all a little bit of hope. I said, you know what? I'm going to go against my gut. Come on. And they got spanked up. I didn't realize that their depth wasn't that great, even though you talked it up. You said, oh, the second string is just as good as the first string, right? No, they were not. And they showed us that. So I will never again give the San Francisco 49ers any credit because it is not due. Show me something else. And then I might change my mind, but I probably won't. I just had to let you know, man, you guys are not as good as you think. And especially with injuries, it's hard. And when your second string isn't as good as your first string, then the production drops off big time. We are healthy. We are running. And mid-season, this answer to the question will show you the truth. We'll see. You'll see. Ken Walker season, baby. Tyreek Woolen season, baby. I told y'all about them in the beginning of the season. And now you see that I know what I'm talking about. I know you're mad. I know you're upset. Injuries happen. They do. Like you said, you just got to adjust.
You're lost, my friend. And it's sad. You know, it's funny. I was sitting here listening to you talk your shit. And I got to admit, I wasn't fucking impressed.
I knew it.
As a matter of fact, let me tell you something before we move to this next part of the show. Okay? Understand that at the end of the day, regardless of what you say, what you may believe, when we look at the numbers tell us one thing, right? Tells us how does that record look, but it also tells us the win-loss column. Who won, who lost? So one thing we do know is that I will never come on anyone's podcast without glasses on. And the truth, most importantly. Because when you Google it and you ask yourself, did the Seattle Seahawks beat the San Francisco 49ers? I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, week 2. I'm sorry, was it week 3? Or week 4? He doesn't want to tell the truth.
It was week 2.
I figured. Such a memory for you. It's fucking traumatic. He
It
remembers the.
was.
Hey man, I don't make the rules, but I am here to enforce them. And what I can say is when it comes to the fact that you have to acknowledge a win when it's a win, those are part of the rules, my friend. Okay? No, you don't have to, but it would make you look a little bit better, I guess.
I'll acknowledge the win, but I'll also acknowledge that we got one more game coming. Know that.
That's true. And I'll see you there.
Be there or be square. And I want to get some 49ers fans information, just some thoughts that they have. I want to get some Seahawks fans thoughts. So
Yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah.
be out there
That'd
giving
be
some interviews and
so,
making sure that I get their take on things. I like to take it all in, just make sure that I get everybody's opinion. Not to say that I'm gonna, believe it or go into it further. I just want to hear you out.
well, in my case, and the things that I say, uh, I speak on behalf of Niner Nation and the whole faithful. You realize that? When I say that they elected me to be the king of the West,
Okay.
they said, Tick, I want you to take over and be the ambassador of the Bay to LA. So now we call it 49ers South.
I'm excited. I'm excited for your future. I'm
Right.
excited for you guys' future because you guys forged it. You guys gave it all away to the
Seriously.
Panthers, your second favorite team.
The fact that we came in and we spanked the Panthers ass paws. We not only whooped their asses, right? We came in and we also stole their best player. I mean,
You
how
didn't steal it.
happy?
You guys stole it and left some change. You guys
Eh,
left money behind.
that's fine. Whichever way you want to look at it, some theft. I don't know. It sounds like you may be a little too experienced, if you ask me.
I heard the Denver Broncos thought that they stole Russell Wilson, and
Hmm.
look at that.
Well, I wouldn't put this trade on that kind of level, my friend. But I hear what you're saying. Let's talk about just the fact that you guys. What point do you even feel that this is what makes us better? Like, name me one particular part uh, of the defense that you feel you're better than the 49ers in. Just give me maybe something.
Our health,
or
our
no one
quarterback.
no. Oh God damn
Come on, why are you mad? Don't be upset. And guys, you know what you guys did? You know what your cornerbacks did? You guys made Marcus Mariota the NFC Offensive Player of the Week. That's what your cornerbacks did, okay? So our cornerback was the Defensive Player of the Week, Tyreek Woolen, okay? Tyreek Woolen. Try to throw on him if you want to.
I won't do
I know you don't want to. You wouldn't do it. You would throw the other way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jimmy G won't.
Nope. He sure wouldn't.
You gotta run the
See,
ball.
what you don't understand is that actually we agree on a lot of things. Okay. All right. So I'm not gonna battle you every single time you say something, okay, buddy? What I will say, if we're talking about pass rush, right, and pressure, right, that's something
No,
that you can't.
we were talking about
So,
cornerback.
no, I know, but we're gonna transition over to what we were talking about for real, for real.
Okay.
You just said that your quarterback is better than mine. Let's say, hey, go ahead, Geno Smith. Geno Smith.
I did say that. I did.
Sure. Well, not Jimmy G. He's not. There's no way. All right, cool. So if your quarterback is better, as much as you say he is, right, you still got to worry about the fact that we've got something that you don't have. And guess what that is, my friend? That is a defensive line. Let me just tell you something else, my friend. We've also got a guy by the name of Nick Bosa, and he's the best pass rusher in the league. If you want to argue that, I'm not going to give you that energy. I ain't got the time. Argue with yourself. We're going to move to the other person that we just slide in whenever we want to. Goes by the name of Charles Omenihu, right? And he also is on the defensive line as well. Let's go ahead and mention one more person, my friend. Ladies and gentlemen, Samson Ibukam. And he also is ranked at 13.3. Samson Ibukam. Nigga, if you want to Google it, you can if you want to. You heard me. Yeah. And let me tell you what else they doing. The 49ers are the only team in the league with 3 players over 13%, minimum 100 snaps, brother. What does that mean, ladies and gentlemen? That simply means that we have not only the best defensive line in the league right now, but we also have some of the best players that come in and switch in at certain packages, whether we're playing nickel or whether we're playing a 4-3. Can somebody help me? I just want a little bit of information.
Well, you named off a few people that no one's ever going to think about or know ever in the future or now or whenever. And then you try to say that Nick Bosa is the best in the league. He's great. I could say that, but I can't say he's the best in the league. And I'm not even going to dive into it. We have a decent D-line. We got Shelby Harris. I know you know Shelby Harris. We got Al Woods, who's a great nose tackle. Okay. And Poona Ford, great D lineman. On any other team, they'll start.
Who?
Poona Ford.
Who?
So, we got Owls now, huh? We Owls now? Okay. Listen, we don't play the same type of defense you guys play, okay? We have a different defense, and we have different players that make different type of plays. But what I do know is that we have a better cornerback than any of yours. And our safeties are pretty good, too. So,
well, what if I give you our real defensive line? I just gave you 3 players.
I want to know
really
who's playing today.
Right now, those guys you just said wouldn't even be relevant.
Who's playing today, though?
Huh?
Who's playing today? That's what I need to know. Who's playing today? Who's healthy?
Oh, well, that's a good question. So Eric Armstead is the only player that's going to be out today, which
that's
means
big time.
Okay, that's fine. We got guys that can plug in at that position. That's no problem. No problem. We'll just put Givens in there. Let's stink up the joint. You know how he does.
Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be rough, man. You guys got a great opponent.
Hey, man, let me tell you what we do have. We still got Drake Jackson in there making plays, ever so often. Okay, ever so often. Meaning he don't even play a full game. We just come in and make plays. That's it. But we do got Bosa coming back, and did I believe you did just say that he was one of the best in the league in terms of pass rushers
when healthy.
Yeah, when healthy, my ass.
When healthy, because he didn't even play last week, man, and he couldn't do nothing. He can't make no tackle on the sideline.
Man, when you're great like the San Francisco 49ers, you can do anything. You hear what I'm talking about? Now let's get back to the show, ladies and gentlemen, because this one part of the show that we must make sure we emphasize on. We're talking about the week 7 picks of the day. Let's go ahead and get this out the way. Zell, hey man, listen, first of all, I gotta say this. This is gonna be a really good game. 49ers versus Kansas City. I just want to make sure that everyone gets a chance to tune into the stats afterwards. Because if anybody hurts, it's going to be Jimmy G. We already know. Just like, by the way, I did hear your little commentary that you said last time, my friend. You guys let the Falcons run it up. Okay, yeah, no, we didn't let nothing run up. Did you look at the stat sheet? Jimmy G threw 2 picks once again, always putting us in a position, bro, where we got to crawl our fucking lives back out of the. Come on, bro. Can only do so much. Plus, we had 8 starters out. Literally. There's only 11 guys on the field. We had 8 of those guys out. Come on, man. So, anyways, let's go ahead and get to week 7 picks, guys. We're going to go ahead and start with the first game of the day. That will be, well, the good old Jacksonville Jaguars versus the New York Giants. Zell, I got to ask, who you got?
You know, Jacksonville Jaguars. Ooh, them
Yeah.
boys are inconsistent. Once again, inconsistent. Once again, can't put up points. Once again, we have no clue who they are or what their identity is going to be. Jacksonville, I will not pick you again until you show that you can score a few more points and put together a full game somehow. So we're going to go with the New York Giants. Daniel Jones has gotten better. Like I said, he's been holding on to the ball a little bit better, making a little better plays. And Saquon is healthy. Saquon is healthy for now. And so while he's healthy, we're going to go with the Giants. Okay. While he's healthy.
I like that. Uh, I like that because I too agree. Uh, I've been let down a lot this year, and I've been let down a lot in my life, but I've never been let down as many times and as bad as I have been let down as these mother. Somebody got to get the Jacksonville Jaguars out of the league. How many times have I wasted a pick, which means I'm wasting my percentages, which means I'm wasting my money, and I don't like wasting my time. It's a problem, Zell. So if you're talking about who's better, obviously we know the New York Giants are playing much better right now at the moment. And we're talking about a quarterback who now feels like he's got a little bit of game manager in him in Daniel Jones, can finally put together a decent game. As long as they can continue to close out the games, New York Giants will be a decent team to kind of play with a little bit in the NFC East. I don't believe they're going to go any further than beating the Philadelphia Eagles if it comes to them playing in the playoffs. I don't believe they're a team that's going to be as competitive as the Dallas Cowgirls as well. So I'm going to say that, let's be honest, Jacksonville Jaguars. I like what you think you got going on there. Honestly, you should have kept Urban Meyer.
Ooh, that's controversial.
Oh boy, it is.
Real controversial. You know how Urban was.
Yeah,
Ooh, hey, I don't even know if Urban liked this.
that's true.
You know, hey, Urban should have been fired. He should have been fired after the first game. We knew he wasn't going to be about that. So Jacksonville's in shambles, and they're going to lose this game. Period. Point blank. Go Jones, right? That's your quarterback.
Hey, you know what? Sometimes in fantasy, you just got to be good and stuff.
It's my quarterback, man.
Yeah, let's go ahead and talk about the next game because I think that's more important than Zell talking about his quarterback. And by the way, your quarterback, what do you believe he's going to do this next game you guys play? Uh, will he have a turnover? I mean, what's the biggest problem for Geno Smith?
Hmm. Late game decision making.
Mm,
I would say that's his biggest problem. I think the few wins that we've had the lead. It's never really like a comeback, but the ones that we lost were the ones that he made a late game decision that just didn't make sense. And that's what I mean by Gino doing Gino things. Sometimes he just do things you're like, God, what is going on?
yeah,
And then he'll do good things. So yeah, I just think his late game decision making is the main thing that keeps him from being great.
yeah. Well, I believe that probably makes sense. Uh, but you talk about those late game decision making. Um, or late game decision making in general. You know who else has been doing some really bad late game decision making is Lamar Jackson. So right
Mm,
now we've got the Ravens taking on the Browns,
mm,
and I'm gonna be honest. I like what I've been seeing from Lamar. I really do. But he's been having some terrible late game decisions. I don't know what the problem is. I don't know what's going on. I wish I knew, but I've never seen him be so consistent with this. Uh, that's the reason why I'm picking the Browns to win today.
ooh,
That's my upset.
ugh.
I believe that Baltimore's going to be upset. They're going to come back. They're going to play some good football. but for some reason, I feel like today the Ravens are going to lose again, and mostly because Lamar's probably not going to make the best decisions. Yeah, I'm taking the Browns.
I
Yeah.
gave you a chance to kind of like, take that back, but you didn't. The Browns have not been good this year, and Jacoby Brissett is still at the quarterback. So, he's not the best decision maker. I mean, he's been on a few teams. It's clear he's not a starter. They're just waiting for Deshaun Watson to get back. I've heard fans talk about how they're the worst team that they've seen, and I just cannot see them winning in Baltimore. What has happened with Baltimore is that it's not so much Lamar Jackson decision making in the end, but it's more so Lamar Jackson is being put or he's been given a lot of pressure. He's given a lot of uh, let's say responsibility for this team's success.
Mm-hmm.
And when the defense plays like they've been playing in late games, giving up many points, that is the main reason why they cannot win games, because the defense is not buckling down and just putting it on the other team. They're not putting it on the opponent like they need to, shutting them out and keeping them out the end zone. And so when the time comes and Lamar has to make a play at the end of the game because his defense did not do what they needed to do throughout the game, now it's pressure. Now Lamar feels like he has to do it on his own. Now he feels like he's the best playmaker on the team, which he is, but he's the quarterback who's supposed to distribute. And when you want to do those things, but you don't have the weapons around you, it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard. And when you feel like your run is better than your pass, it allows you to hold on to the ball a little bit longer than you need to. And we've seen that with that fumble, at the end of the game, where his team, allowed the other team, the opponent, to get back into the game, and they ended up losing to the Giants. Kayvon Thibodeau, that boy came to play. He's back. He's back and healthy, and that was their number one pick. They needed him to be healthy. Their D-line was not very good, and with him on it, it made them a lot better. So the Giants did get better, and the Ravens took that L at the end of the game, just like they took the rest of their L's. But I don't see Cleveland beating the Baltimore Ravens in this one. As much as I do like the Baltimore Ravens, just being unbiased, I don't see Cleveland being very good this year, even with their running backs, great running backs. But once Deshaun Watson gets back, I think that is when they'll turn the tables and be a lot better. Going Baltimore Ravens. You like that?
I didn't. My friend, the reason why I disliked every single thing that you said is because you're a homer.
Told you.
Doesn't matter what you say when it comes to Lamar Jackson or the Baltimore Ravens, sir. You're never going to say Lamar needs to do this. I don't understand. You know what? You seem to be a reliable source for it, but I'm actually going back and kind of rethinking. Because I'm asking you questions about what you're supposed to know, and you're telling me lies, and I don't like it. That is ridiculous. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. Are you kidding me? How? Why? Why would you want to do that to me and everyone else?
Mm-mm.
You are our Superman. You're our hero. Hero comes along. Strength to carry on. And still, you let us down, my friend. I'm going to tell you the truth. Lamar Jackson is not a bad quarterback. He's actually a really good quarterback. Okay? I like Lamar Jackson. Hell, I even betted on him last week. We all know that. Look at last week's tape. So, that's fine if you don't want to actually keep it real with yourself. a lot of people do live in this false world of reality, and right now it seems like you're you're trying to find your way there, sir. And I can't agree with that. Moving on to the next game, we're talking about the Green Bay Packers versus the Washington Commanders.
Mm, mm-mm.
Zell, I got to be honest. I'm taking the Packers, sir. That's it. That's all. I'm not talking about anything else. Don't want to talk about it either.
I'm gonna talk about one person, Taylor Heineke. That is the man who's coming in and he's bringing it to Green Bay. That's what the Washington Commanders fans want to think. Not Green Bay gonna take this. No more to say.
Get the fuck out of here. That's
You
great.
know it. You know it.
Oh man. What a terrible organization. I'm gonna be honest, dude. I mean, come on. You're supposed to be so much better than this. I actually like Washington. Like, like it's a very historic team. Like I got a lot of respect for them. Because of the past, the stuff that they did back in the day, the players that they had back in the day, from
Mm-hmm.
Sean
Sean
Taylor,
Taylor.
all the way to your freaking, when they was like, in the 70s, in the 80s, and you know what I mean? I mean, I wasn't watching it, but I watched that film, bro. Those teams are
Mm-hmm.
awesome. That's when they had tradition. That's when they had, the first black quarterback in the NFL, man. I mean, they got a lot of freaking history, man. And I really feel like Dan Gilbert is not doing his business any justice at all. Um, and that's really interesting to think, because I'm gonna be honest, they're not good at all, and that's just really it. And yeah, they've got like two players that are good, and then what do they have after that? I don't know. I do know, but I don't know. That's the reason why I'm asking. What's going to happen when the Tampa Bay Buccaneers take on the Carolina Panthers today? Very interesting.
Is it? Is it that interesting?
Yeah.
Because who plays for Carolina now? Who plays for them? I don't know. I know they ain't got a coach. I know they ain't got a running back.
Yeah.
I mean, do they even have a quarterback? I don't know. I have no clue. So there's no possible way that they can win this game against Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think Tampa Bay Buccaneers are pretty healthy besides Julio Jones, and Julio Jones is injured every year. So it's a given. So, I mean, I can't see Carolina pulling this divisional game off. And if Tampa Bay loses this game, that looks really, really bad on them. They need this game because it's supposed to be an easy win. Don't get that dub. They got no Caffrey. Hubbard is there. He's a backup.
That's
Tampa
fair.
Bay.
Very, very fair. It's very fair that Tom Brady's going to come in and kick their ass. It's very fair that it may not be a high scoring game, just because you know what? It happens like that sometimes. And it's all good. Nobody's really tripping. Because we already know that we don't have any expectations for the Carolina Panthers. They're going to go in and play with their all, because that's all they pretty much have. I mean, they've got one player, and that player, the best player, is on defense. So I don't know who they're going to throw it to, and I don't even know who they're going to have throw it. So it's really, really confusing to me. I'm going to be honest with you, because I've never seen a franchise just fall so fast without turmoil. You know what I mean? So it's a really bad situation for the Carolina Panthers, because obviously they're going to lose. But that's the exact reason why I want to ask you, since we're talking about, you know, badass quarterbacks, what's going to happen today when the Falcons play the Bengals?
Mm, 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 mm. I went back and forth with this until I seen that Cordero Patterson was out.
Mm.
And I know that the Cincinnati Bengals don't have as many players out as the Niners had out.
Sure.
They actually have all their cornerbacks and their DBs are there. So I feel like Cincinnati should get this dub. They're pretty healthy. And AJ Terrell, I don't think that he is going to be able to stop Jamar Chase. Might be able to limit him a little bit. So Jamar Chase and them boys are going to run it up. They have the three-headed monster in their receiving core. They still got a great defensive line, and looks like Joe Burrow is starting to play a little better. He's starting to get things right. Him and the coaching staff are getting on the same page, and they're going to beat up on the Atlanta Falcons, who are just not great of a team
Yeah,
with a not very good quarterback.
yeah, I agree.
And y'all made him look amazing last week.
Well, you know what? We did. And I don't have any excuses. Uh, I'm not going to make any excuses because that's not cool. Um, what's not cool also is that you're making fun of us. And it's all good. I get it. Like, it seems like you must have a problem with the fact that we kicked your ass in week 2. And I can understand why you would feel that way. Um, because it all comes down to the fact that I don't really believe that you believe anything that you've said about how the Niners aren't good. Because there's no way. I'm just saying, like, literally, there's no way that you don't believe that they've gotten better than the Seahawks. And I'm still kind of stuck on that. And I guess I'm kind of holding it against you. So I'm going to already just say this also because we got to get it out of the way. Let's go ahead and say the Bengals are going to win. I like them better than the Falcons. The Falcons got lucky. They beat up on a team that was already beat up. You don't get credit for that, but you did win. You can go ahead and have that dub because you definitely stole it from us. Let's go ahead and talk about how the Lions are going to beat up on the Cowboys. I think that's going to be the upset, another upset for the day too.
Hey, as much as I want Dallas to lose, I'm gonna go Dallas. Actually, no, I'm gonna go Dallas. I'm gonna say that Dak Prescott comes back and does his thing. Detroit, they're out a few players on the D line, and I just can't see them really winning without DeAndre Swift.
Yeah.
Jamal Williams better come with it and start catching the ball if he expects to beat Dallas. That hurt. That hurt me. So Dallas is gonna win.
Yeah. No. You it didn't hurt you at all. It didn't hurt you.
It didn't hurt my prediction percentage though.
No. Well, you said it, so it couldn't hurt that much, right? What I believe is that the Detroit Lions are going to come in and play some real football. Now it's cute that the Cowboys believe that they're really, really good, but also they've got two similarities that people forget to miss or forget to mention. They both kind of play in a similar stadium, bro. I had a chance to go to the Detroit Lions Stadium last year. That's the first time going there, and it was really nice. It reminded me of the Dallas Cowboy Stadium, the old one in Arlington, not the new one. It's a really nice stadium. The Detroit Lions, they play on the same type of turf. So my point is that it doesn't seem, it's not a stretch to believe that the Lions can come in and play a decent game. Remember, this is Dak's first game back. He hasn't really gotten a chance to really get his act together because he hasn't had time to practice enough and he hasn't played live games. You got to keep in consideration that the fact that he's going to know the plays, but his decision making, his timing, all that stuff is very important when it comes to playing football, bro. You know this. So I don't believe that the Cowboys can keep up with that. The Lions are going to get this game just because the Cowboys going to have a hard time getting that ball together on their offense. It's going to take Dak about 2 or 3 games for him to really step in and really make a huge difference for the team. I got the Detroit Lions for sure. Let's also talk about how the Colts are taking on the Titans today, and we have, them playing in Tennessee. What you got, Zell? Who you think?
Jonathan Taylor is back. Nyheim Hines is back.
Mm-hmm.
But DeForest Buckner is out.
Mm.
Shaq Leonard's still out.
Mm-hmm.
And Tennessee won the first one, divisional. So I'm going with Derrick Henry. No, I'm not going Derrick Henry. I do believe that Derrick Henry will have a decent game though.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Derrick Henry and the Tennessee Titans to sweep the Indianapolis Colts. Jonathan Taylor just getting back. I don't know if he's going to be quite there yet, and it's divisional, so they got to play. And it's in Tennessee.
Yeah,
Tennessee got that first one in Indianapolis, so they're gonna bring it back home, and I think they're gonna get that dub. 10, 10 IC.
understood. Understood why you would say that as well, because I definitely believe as well that the Tennessee Titans are going to have to bring home the W. Why? Because they're at home, number one. Number two, because the Colts just aren't good. Let's be honest, Matt Ryan, he's never going to be good again. He's terrible. He's not a good quarterback. He'll maybe give you a few decent games, a few decent wins, but they're not going to be super, super, super large and convincing. Matt Ryan's not that type of quarterback anymore. It's not the offensive line. I don't want to hear people make excuses for him. He'll give you a few glitches of the old Matt Ryan with a few throws, but he's not going to be out there just killing shit. He's just not that kind of quarterback anymore. And I think the world, once the Indianapolis Colts world, if they are under the illusion that they believe that Matt Ryan's is actually a better quarterback in Indianapolis than he was and what he gave at Atlanta after his Super Bowl run, then you guys got a huge, huge, huge awakening coming for you. Of course, the Titans are going to win, and that's it. Because the next question I've got for you is today the Texans do play the Raiders, and I really don't
Oh,
know if the Raiders got what it takes, but I really hope they do, man. Seriously, because this is getting really pathetic, to be honest with you. Houston's thirsty for a win. You never know these kind of teams, man. Uh, Obviously, the Las Vegas Raiders, they need a freaking win. I mean, they've been super up and down, inconsistent. They've got this brand new Lamborghini that they received in the offseason. I feel like they haven't done anything with it, man. They just, I don't know if they're scared to just throttle that motherfucker or what, dude. But you got to get it together, man. There's no reason why you shouldn't be able to do it. Get it done.
there is a reason why they can't get it done, and it's because of the quarterback, Derek Carr.
Mm.
That is the reason why they can't get it done. He is so inconsistent, and honestly, this year he's just been abysmal. It's been terrible.
Mm-hmm.
His pass percentage is just terrible with the targets that he has. I don't know if it's that he's predetermining who he's going to throw to, or he just can't make the reads. I don't know what it is, but when you have Devontae Adams, Darren Waller, Hunter Renfro, Josh Jacobs in the backfield, uh, I don't see why you can't figure it out. And I don't see why you're going, 50, 60% throwing percentage. I don't get that. It doesn't make any sense to me. Maybe it's the O line. Maybe that's their fault because they didn't bolster the O line. I don't know, but I just know that Derek Carr is not making the right plays. He's not making the right reads. He's not making the right throws. It's just, and you have Devontae Adams. You have a stable of receivers that can go, and your tight end's a receiver too. So, I mean, I believe that is the reason why they have not been as good as they should be. But like I said before, I don't see them winning or I don't see them losing in Vegas. They are in Vegas against Houston, who should not win more than one game. They got their one. Now go on and tank for whoever you need, CJ Stroud or Bryce Young.
I'll be honest with you. There's no reason in the world why we can't keep it real, right? And let's be honest. We know that the Raiders are going to win this game. They're in Vegas. First of all, hope you guys turn up today. Also, after the win, enjoy yourselves. Weather's a little bit cooler, which should be great. And
Enjoy.
you know what? That's what it's all about. Because the Houston Texans, I really don't see anything about that team that convinces me that they're going to win any more games. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't like Davis Mills. I don't like any of the composition of the team. There's nothing about the Houston Texans that makes me believe that they have a strong or a strong point or strength. But we'll leave it as is. I haven't taken the time also to you know really even to give a shit about it. That's why we're going to move forward and talk about how the Jets are taking on the Broncos today, which is going to be a very, very interesting game, even though Russell Wilson's not going to be playing in it today. Zell, I'm going to ask you, though, who do you have in that game initially?
Initially, I'm still going with the Jets as I have gone for the past couple of weeks. They have shown me that they are forming into a team that is ready to win now. They're putting in the right pieces. They have built around Zach Wilson, who is just a decent quarterback. Although he was a number two pick, he didn't show number two pick promise, and so they bolstered the defense and they got a few weapons around them. Like I said, I mean, I don't. I guess I got to say his name again. Brees Hall
Sure.
is just doing his thing.
Yeah.
So putting those players around him, they have basically two starting running backs. One who's a backup now, but was starting in the beginning of the season, and Michael Carter.
Sure.
I can't see Denver winning this game with. I don't even know who is the quarterback right now, but I know Russell Wilson is out. So with him out, Jerry Jeudy wants out. People want Bradley Chubb, so his mind is probably elsewhere. I don't see them being all together right now, and so for those reasons, Jets are going to win.
Okay. And that makes a lot of sense. I can understand why you would want to say that because it's been a lot of effery uh, for a while now in the Denver Broncos locker room. And I have no idea what's going on. Don't really care. One thing I do know is that the team is supposed to be better, and it hasn't given us what we expected. And I do somewhat feel for the fan base. And Russell Wilson can't take this personal. I'm going to be honest. I like Russell. I think I've said this enough on my podcast that I like Russell Wilson, but I can't defend his inconsistent play. It's been terrible, to be honest. And the wins barely making these. He's barely getting these W's. So I got a lot to ask about this particular situation, man, because I'm not sure if Denver made the right decision as of now. I will say that. Now, let's give Russell some time to still redeem himself under a coach that seems a little bit more competent because this guy's very shaky, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what the hell's going on. I don't know who's the leader. I don't know who's calling the plays. It all looks bad, and I haven't seen a team this bad since Jim Tomsula became the head coach of the 49ers.
Mm.
Jesus Christ, just imagine being a freaking fan during those times, man. I mean, I'm sure you guys do understand the Seahawk fans, right?
It's a little bit.
Sure, sure, sure. So yeah, of course, we got to go with the deal, the real deal, Holyfield. Who's gonna win? You already know who's gonna win. The freaking Jets, guys. They've got Brett Ripien. I think that's how you pronounce his name. Playing in
Oh,
for the Broncos today. I believe that's his name, Brett Ripien. Ripien, Rypien. But yeah, I don't know. I don't see him as a person who's going to come in and just light it up. I really don't even have much film on him to watch, but he's not going to win. Uh, the Jets seem to pretty much have it together. They've got a formula that works for them. We don't put too much in the quarterback's hands because he's still young. We give him the plays that he's really, really good in executing, which are the very small plays. Just work the ball down the fucking field, pound, pound, pound. Brees Hall, you already know, like Zales has already mentioned. Jets are going to win. They've got it together right now, and I'm very happy to see that. To be honest with you, New York Jets when they, yeah, good for them. Moving forward to obviously the most important game of the day for many reasons, not just one. The Kansas City Chiefs are taking a trip to San Francisco today, Santa Clara rather, to take on the 49ers. Hey, you know what? Has anybody ever asked the question, why the fuck do we still have the 49ers San Francisco? Why are we in Santa Clara? I hate it, dude. We should have stayed in Candlestick. I know people's going to give me problems and tell me why. I don't care about the history. I know
mm-hmm,
why it happened, and I don't care.
mm-hmm.
Stay in Candlestick. That is our place. We should have renovated it and just made it nice. I mean, the property they're freaking right by the projects. They're building freaking land on it. They're redeveloping and making high rise condos expensive. I'm hearing the 7,000 for a freaking some nice shit out there for a freaking one bedroom. That's ridiculous. $7,000. San Francisco. It's ridiculous. San Francisco 49ers are going to take on the Kansas City Chiefs now that I'm done venting. And I just got a lot to say about this. First of all, we're talking about matchups, right? I believe that's always the first thing you want to ask yourself. Who has the best matchups? You know. And right now, I really feel like because the 49ers have just like the better matchups, if Jimmy Garoppolo, this is always dependent upon his play. If Jimmy Garoppolo can sit there in the pocket and throw the ball, we're not asking him to do much. Just throw the ball to the people that are open without any turnovers, Jimmy. Please, brother. Please. All we ask is just give us one solid game so we can kind of measure where we're at. We've got a lot of guys coming back today off, sitting out of practices and been injured for the past few weeks. Let's see what happens now that we've got Trent back into the offensive, rotation. Let's see what happens now that we've got Christian McCaffrey. Although we know that Christian doesn't know majority of the playbook, let's see what he can at least give us, right? I know he can block. I know he can run. I know he can catch. He can be a nightmare anyway. I mean, a couple of go routes, a few screen plays, or shit, it's gonna look really good for him because he's gonna be rotating with Elijah Mitchell and remember Tyvis David Price, also the guy we picked up from LSU. Not to mention our other guy that's on the practice squad who's a complete beast. Also, I mean, they have a ridiculous running back core right now, and a lot of people are jealous of it, and I completely understand why. If I saw a team that was really this good, but just maybe haven't been able to perform to the best of their ability because of injury, I'd be scared too. Because when those guys get healthy, guess what's going to happen? Well, you're going to see it tonight. San Francisco 49ers are going to take on the Kansas City Chiefs. And I'm going to say that the Niners will win at least by 5 points. And that's who I'm picking.
You know, the Kansas City Chiefs are not the Los Angeles Rams, right? You do know that. It's not going to be the same thing. Okay. I know you feel like, oh, the Niners got that dub against the Rams, and now they can beat another good team. No, not this time. Not this week, brother, man. This is the dub that the Kansas City Chiefs are going to take. Okay. Yes, they are coming into your territory, which isn't quite your territory anymore because the atmosphere is gone. They're not, in the heart of the hood. They're not where they needed to be, where all their real fans are. They're out in the boonies. They're out where all the rich people live. They're out where people move out away from the hood. You lost your atmosphere, so that's not there anymore. But Kansas City Chiefs are a great team, and we talked about this last week when they went up against the Bills. This is a great team that's supposed to be a Super Bowl contender. The San Francisco 49ers have lost DBs. They've lost running backs. And like you said, Christian McCaffrey doesn't know all the plays yet, so they can't have him in there every single play. They can't. If they did, they wouldn't be able to open up the playbook. They're going to do what they can with what they have, and Christian McCaffrey is going to get his feet wet. He's going to get his feet wet in the offense. Test a few plays out, but don't keep trying to run that man because he might get injured this game. I'm not wishing that upon him. But I will say that it is a possibility because he is fragile. You cannot pound the football with Christian McCaffrey. So give it to Tevin Coleman, give it to Jeff Wilson, give it to those guys. Don't let Christian McCaffrey take all the hits. And that's just me speaking from, I don't want him to get injured. I don't like seeing injuries. I don't like seeing injuries. But that's not to say that he won't. So Kansas City Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, that defense, and Chris Jones. Ooh, that big boy's about to run up in there. Chris Jones versus Trent Williams. Who wins that matchup? I don't know, but I know it'd be a good one. You can't run behind Trent Williams every single time. You have to switch it up, and when you go to the other side, it's going to be problems. And then You have Pat Mahomes throwing against DBs who are not starters, fifth rounders, guys who are just going to get picked apart. Juju coming in there. He's going to give you a little juju. He's going to give you a little. He might score a tug today. He might get a touchdown. I'm not guaranteeing it, but I think he could.
Maybe you
And
should
so,
guarantee it.
no guarantees here. I can guarantee Travis Kelce will get a touchdown.
Hmm.
I can guarantee that Travis Kelce will have a much better game than George Kittle. I know you agree.
I know that you know better because you know why. It's not because he's a better tight end.
Hey, it's a guarantee.
Okay.
So,
Not that.
Kansas City Chiefs will come in there and spank up the 49ers as they should. And the 49ers would then have a worse record than the Seahawks. And then you can revisit that old question that you had about who was the better team now that CMC is on the 49ers. Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that. We'll think about it. We'll think about it after this game. You guys get spanked up by Pat Mahomes.
How much are we going to lose by, Zell, since we're going to lose?
Ooh, I'll give you 6. I think you guys are going to lose by 7, but, I'll give you 6.5.
Okay.
Yeah. Jimmy G is going to give the ball up at least once.
Okay. Well, sounds like the Mr. Seahawk has spoke his piece. I mean, spoke his truth. Because today, what we really need to do is focus on the truth, since this is the type of vibe you're trying to convey. Because when the Seahawks come to LA to take on the LA Chargers today, I don't think there's going to be any games being played. When you see Justin Herbert in the pocket or scrambling, rolling out to his right or his left, making guys miss, taking rib shots, getting right back up, throwing darts through the middle, 7-yard outs. I mean, the Seahawks aren't ready. You guys are injured. You only have one corner. Quadri is subpar. There's a lot that I see about these Seahawks that are very reminiscent of the days when they were terrible. You guys fight. That's one thing that I like about those Pete Carroll teams. They fight. But you know what? As much as you are a fighter, it doesn't mean that you have the fundamentals to be a complete package. And that's what you guys don't have. You have a lot of missing pieces that need to get fixed and realigned. And until you do, you guys are going to suck. That's all. There's no harm, no foul. Nothing to be offended by. The fact of the matter is, you guys suck. And so, because of that, the LA Chargers are going to come in and put in that work. Promise.
That's a real promise, right?
The Chargers win today in LA at SoFi Stadium. Absolutely. Are you kidding me? Against the Seattle Seahawks? Why would that even be a topic of discussion? I don't know. Because we're being respectful to others. Because that's what we're supposed to be. Because, we're on Zell's podcast. So I guess we got to do things his way. So that's where I'm at with everything. Let me know how you feel about it.
Last thing I seen from the Chargers was them struggling to beat the Denver Broncos. That right there should tell you that it's not going to be a cakewalk over here. No. Okay. They struggled to even put up points, Justin Herbert was cool, but without a Keenan Allen, without his other receiver in Palmer, who are you going to? I mean, Mike Williams is good, but he's not great, and we've seen that in the last game. Um, he can't get his feet down. I mean, he's no Keenan Allen basically, and with Keenan Allen out, and we have some boys on our side, Tariq Woolen, you know, Kobe Bryant. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough for Justin Herbert and Austin Eckler, who's not a runner. He's not a in between the tackles type of runner. Shifty, yes, but he's no bruiser. Sony Michel, no bruiser. So when they come to that healthy D line, it's not going to be easy. It's just not. And then on our side, our healthy offense, Skip Penny, Skip Penny, move on to the Ken Walker era. Who can tackle this man? Like I said before, who can tackle Ken Walker? Nobody. Like Keith Sweat said, nobody. Nobody can tackle this man. And when we hand it off, play our game, do exactly what we have to do, run behind our book ends and Charles Cross and Abraham Lucas, we're going to be making plays. The Los Angeles Chargers are not who we thought they were going to be. They have a decent defense, but their offense is a little shaky. Justin Herbert is a great quarterback, but without your two of your top receivers, it's not going to be so easy to pick apart a defense when you can't throw it to your go-to guy. We still have our go-to guys. Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf. They're still there. And then you got Geno Smith, who is doing exactly what he needs to do to win games. We're 3-3 right now. Tomorrow, or by the end of the day, we should be 4-3. The Los Angeles Chargers got beat by the Houston Texans. Did they? Or was that the Jacksonville Jaguars? Same team.
Yeah, they definitely got beat by the Jaguars, but I hear you.
They got beat by the Jaguars, so there you go. Come on.
Yeah.
There's no reason why we shouldn't win this game.
No, this is correct. And so because of that, I'm going to 100% agree with you. I know that the Seahawks do suck, but I still feel that the Chargers are going to win, and that's why I'm staying with the Chargers. Now that I think about it.
You should.
Yeah. Moving forward, Zell, because we want to talk about games that are actually going to be somewhat entertaining. Actually, I'm going to enjoy seeing you guys.
Oh, my God. It's going to be a great game to watch.
Take that back. Yeah, no, I'm so sorry about that. Yeah, you guys
great game.
Suck so
Wish
bad.
I was there.
You get your asses handed to you, for
Wish
sure.
I was there.
Let's also talk about the game that's going on at the very top of the evening, ladies and gentlemen. The Steelers are taking on the Miami Dolphins, and you've got Pittsburgh playing in Miami. So we're talking about Tyreek really doing his thing and then turning up Sunday night. Gosh, he's going to have a hangover, but he's going to be good by the time practice on Tuesday, man. I'm honest with you, man. I'm going to be honest with you. I think the Miami Dolphins can take this one, man. I've seen a lot out of Miami, man. They're a pretty resilient team, even though, all those players have been hurt as of late. But this is the return of Tua. And I'm going to actually tune into this game tonight. I'm going to watch it. I've got a cousin that is a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, and I am going to harass the hell out of him. Guaranteed. Yeah, tonight the Miami Dolphins are going to win, and that's the reason why they're going to win is because the Pittsburgh Steelers really haven't shown me anything. I even heard that Chase Claypool was on the chopping block, and that's really interesting to hear. And seeing is that he's actually one of their best receivers, right? Or one of the top 2 or 3 receivers that they at least have on the team. But I don't see Kenny being able to outplay Tua in this particular situation, only because I feel that Mike McDaniel's has a really good grasp of this offense, and his players seem to have a good grasp of the offense as well. And it doesn't seem too complicated. It just puts it together, just as he did as if he was in San Francisco. And I don't see the Pittsburgh Steelers being able to beat the Dolphins tonight at home on Sunday night and the return of Tua. It's just a lot, and it would be a great story at the end of the day too for Tua to come in and win. So I believe that all things work in his favor, including media. So that's where we're at.
Tua, Tua. I'm rooting for Tua. I'm rooting for Tua this game. Just coming back from that bad concussion. I really want to see him come back and make the right plays, make the right reads. And I think that if he has Jalen Waddle in there with Tyreek Hill, those two are a force to be reckoned with. Two of the fastest receivers in the league, can make a play and hit a home run at any point in the game. Don't miss a tackle on them because they're gone. No peace sign. So I'm with you. I don't think Pickett is the guy right now. And I think Miami and that defense are going to lay it on them. Pause. I think that they're going to come through and show them what that Miami Vice is all about. Go to it. And Raheem Mostert.
Yeah. Do you guys kind of wish you had Raheem Mostert?
Us?
Yeah.
With his injury history, no.
Okay.
We have Ken Walker.
Fair. Of course, Zell, we've talked about how the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to take a trip down south to the Miami Dolphins playhouse. But there's one game that I'm really going to enjoy tomorrow night. And many people are not going to tune in because it's two teams that no one really cares about except the fans on these teams. And we're talking about the Monday Night Football game. We've got the Chicago Bears taking on the New England Patriots in New England. You know why I'm going to be excited to see this game, Zell?
Why is that?
Because it's going to give us one more example of why Justin Fields is just not going to succeed in Chicago. That's why. And I hope for Justin Fields' sake that this doesn't turn into a blackball. He's just not a good quarterback. All he can do is run. Listen, it's going to go back to this, and I've said it many times. They give regular quarterbacks, right? Let's just go ahead and put a race on it just for shits and giggles. A white guy, right? Because that's what predominantly the quarterbacks in our NFL are composed of, right? They're normally white quarterbacks. So let's just say a regular white quarterback came in and he was drafted at the same position that our guys drafted, right? So what happens? He has one bad season. Oh, no big deal. We'll build around him. We'll put more pieces around him. We'll give him an offensive line, and then we'll get him at least one threat on defense, and we'll build off of that. Bring in some veterans, give him a good supporting cast, maybe one good receiver, one good guy on offense. Maybe we already got one in there that's pretty good. He can work in the system. We'll try it that way. But what happens when you get Justin Fields and he's drafted to a team where the coach just seems to be 100% incompetent of putting him in the system that's going to be successful for Justin to succeed? I firmly believe Justin was able to play at least give him 55%, 60% at the level he was in college if you just give him the same system that he played in college. I guarantee you. The rest is based off of his own performance. But if you can at least place him in a system or give him the supporting cast that he had in college, at least make an effort. I don't see any effort whatsoever on the Bears from their upper level management, their GM, making any moves that has been able to put Justin Fields in a winning situation at all. And I'm sad that he was drafted there because, to be honest with you, I want to see the guy win. I really do. I don't care about Chicago as a team. They're not a conference rival or division rival. I don't care about the success of the Chicago Bears, but I would at least like to see Justin Fields get the opportunity he deserves in another place uh, as a starting quarterback in the NFL. And because of that, the New England Patriots are definitely going to take this tonight. Brother Mac is coming back, and it's all good in the hood. You understand what I'm talking about? Bill Belichick is going to be, he's going to give Justin Fields a fucking nightmare tomorrow night. You understand what I'm talking about? Because there's no reason in the world Chicago is going to come in and play lights out, smash football. They don't even have an identity. So no way are they going to beat the New England Patriots. You can take that to the bank. So I'm picking New England. Good night, sir.
Take it to the bank, cash it, however you want to do it. But Chicago is definitely losing. And for my reasons are the fact that they do not want to give Justin Fields a great receiver. Is it that they have something against him? Is it that they really want someone else at the helm? Do they really believe in Justin Fields? Because why would you allow Allen Robinson to walk when he has been your best receiver and has been a go-to guy for Justin Fields? It's as though they're setting him up for failure. Darnell Mooney is not a number one receiver in this league. Everybody can see that. The man does not have hands as far as being able to catch the ball with your hands. No. And we've seen that, and that's the reason why they lost the last time. He had it right in his hands. And what did he do? Slipped out, bobbled this, that. When he caught it, he was not in the end zone. So when that is your go-to guy, it's a recipe for disaster. There's no way that you can succeed in that environment. When you want out, there's underlying reasons that we as fans may not know. And so they're not putting people around him. Like you said, the supporting cast is terrible. Roquan Smith wants out. They won't even give him a contract. What are you doing? What are you doing? Why are you not paying your best players? Because you're in Chicago, the cold, nobody wants to play in the cold. But if they're there and they want to get paid, pay them. Keep them. Because if you don't, you're going to lose them, just like they're going to lose Roquan, or they already lost to Allen Robinson. Justin Fields has not been given, he hasn't been given anything, honestly. And we'll see in this next draft what they do. But yeah, I'm going to go New England. I went against Big Billy. I went against Big Billy 2 weeks in a row, and he showed me why he is a great defensive coach. He showed me why he is A1. Mac Jones is back, but I can't even say that he's better than Bailey Zappi. I don't know who's the better quarterback, but at the end of the day, if they're the same type of quarterback, they're going to give you the same type of production, and they're going to do just enough for the New England Patriots to win the game. So in New England, they will win.
Understood. I see why you say that. That makes a lot of sense.
I know you do.
But it doesn't. So it's okay. I'm used to it. I know how this thing normally goes. Sometimes in life, we have to endure hate. Hating on me would be crazy because I'm never shedding hate. I'm always giving love. That's what it's all about.
Don't hate, appreciate.
Appreciate the fact that I'm picking the right teams, though. I don't know how you couldn't just piggyback that when you know damn well that the Patriots are going to win. But that's cool, though, bro. Hey, it's all good.
No piggyback.
Obviously, well, this is a numbers game. I told you I'm all about percentages. And for some reason, you keep on dropping the ball, brother. Pause. That's what I want you to do. I want you to remember this at the end of the day. Is that we did just have a game that transpired last week, and I wanted to talk a little bit about this before we finish this episode. And I just want to give uh, a mad shout out to Kyler Murray uh, in the W you just received this week
Sure did
against
receive it.
yeah against a team. I'm not even gonna go there. Let's just say
Mm.
I still think the Arizona Cardinals are a joke. I still don't believe that they're gonna come back and be great. Robbie Anderson, that was cute. DeAndre Hopkins, who cares? Saw what that did last year. Zach Ertz ain't consistent. I don't know what the hell happened to him. JJ Watt is a shell of himself. He'll give you one good play every 3 games. Let's be honest. Nice guy, but we talking about production here. Kyler, you're a headache. And I hate to say that. But this is what I'm hearing from my sources. And I'm being 100% factual, honest. Zell, I didn't even share this with you. I should have shared this with you before we even got on the live. But I got some information from one of the teammates. And I can't say who.
Mm.
But I just so happened to bump into one of those guys at the airport. And word around town is Kyler act like a bitch. That it's hard to support him because he's so fucking spoiled. He cries like a baby, and he know damn well he's supposed to know that playbook. And it all goes back to that. You're a quarterback, and you asking for over $100 million, bro, and trying to sit out. You got the nerve. Go give me one other black quarterback that got drafted as high as you did, bro. That's not gonna go to the fucking film room, bro, and watch film and fucking study the playbook with a coach consistently, bro. Who does that? And you're a fucking midget. No, I'm saying, like, I'm not even trying to be funny. Like, I'm not even singling nobody out. Size, pause, none of that. I'm just saying, bro, you're not a prototypical style quarterback to be acting like that. You already got a leg up because they even gave you your coach that you wanted and the system that you ran in college. How you acting like a bitch, Kyler? Now, I want to see you. And I want to have a conversation with you because I don't think you bad of a person. I don't think you're too bad. I don't think you're a bad person. I think you just immature as fuck, and I think you need to grow up. And I challenge you to be better because you are better than that. But if I see you in traffic, bro, you owe me something. You owe me and the rest of the Arizona Cardinal fan base an answer. How you acting like a bitch? Come on, man. There's many other people would like to be in your shoes that deserve an opportunity too. Just didn't have the connections that you had. Come on, man. We know the game, bro. Let's stop doing that too. We know nepotism is a motherfucker in any industry, but especially when it comes to sports. So, Kyler Murray, I'm gonna conclude my diatribe today and conclude today's show.
No, no, no. Hold on. Let me dive in right quick, just because I remember a couple weeks ago you said that the Arizona Cardinals were going to be the only NFC West team to make the playoffs. Now you're backtracking. Now you're moonwalking, Michael Jackson. Yeah, I remember that because I knew that was some bull. Ain't no way that a backyard football player gonna get in the playoffs without his top receiver and a mediocre team. Ain't no way. So Kyler Murray, yes, he ain't that dude, and he's short, but you was high. You were high on them. He was high on Kyler Murray. For some reason, them Cardinals had you by the coattail. But guess what? The Seahawks gonna be the only ones with the winning record in the NFC West after today. And you're gonna have to hold that. Hold that. I just had to put that out there because you're jumping on Kyler's ass. I know you got some new news, but you said that they was gonna get to the playoffs. Not here. And they won by 12 points last Thursday, right? On Thursday, they won by 12 points. 2 back-to-back pick sixes. Can't say it was Kyler Murray who won that game. Kyler Murray need to figure it out and stop acting like a. That's my 2 cents. You need to adjust your lenses. You ready to end it?
That was beautiful. Well said. Matter of fact, I feel good. I feel good about today. I'm going to relieve the rest of you guys with just saying this. Kyler Murray is acting like a bitch. I believe my sources. I put my hand down on the Bible right now, if there was one in sight, and tell you this is what I heard from this man. So if you telling me I was riding high on the Arizona Cardinals 2 weeks ago, that's because I was. When I was at that Phoenix airport and I had that conversation with that player that plays on the Arizona Cardinals that I'm not going to name, it rocked my world. Pause. That man plays with that man every single day. Pause. We got to make sure that we say pause. So I appreciate it. Thanks, Zell, for calling it out. I appreciate everyone for tuning in today. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Of course, you can find this episode on Spotify and all streaming platforms. And of course, you can find us on the social media platforms. Comment, link, subscribe, share the link on YouTube. And of course, you can find us on Twitter at West Coast Rival, on Instagram at West Coast Rivalry, on Facebook. Is it Facebook yet? Are we going to do Facebook? Nah, I don't want Facebook. TikTok, though, for sure. You can find us on TikTok at West Coast Rivalry. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm your host, co-host rather, Jay Ticker. You already know what time it is. Gang. Thanks for tuning in.
Yes, sir. It's your co-host, Lonzel the Second. Thank you for tuning in. Week 7, baby.
Week 7. We did that. Y'all have a fantastic rest of the evening and go Niners. Y'all know what time it is.
Go Hawks.
Seahawks, wish you good. Let's go.